Alright, good morning. Today we're looking at a redesign of my previous ship that I built called the Delta Dart. That ship was a Class B, and I've now reconfigured it into a Class C ship, and I've increased the cargo from 4,000 to a little over 6,200. So we'll get down into the shipbuilder. I'll show you how it works and take you on a little tour on the inside, and then we'll take it into space for combat trials. Alright, we're down here in the shipbuilder. Oh, wrong ship. We're down here in shipbuilder. This is the Razor Leaf, and I've redesigned this to hold a Class C reactor and engines. I've increased the cargo to 6,205, max crew of 10, 29 light year jump range, 100 mobility, and 130 top speed. The mass came out to 2,817, which is what the max is for this configuration. If I were to add one more ton of weight, the mobility would drop down to 99. Alright, so you can see it's a kind of a fighter ship or fighter craft looking ship with the tail. The engines came out a little odd looking in my opinion, but there's really no way around it. If I tried to use the SAL 6830 engines, you'd have to use all 6 of them to get the proper amount of thrust, and there's no way to put them all on here without increasing the size of the ship dramatically, which I didn't want to do. So these DT230 engines from Poseidon are the second best thing. They have a lot of thrust, and there's only 3 of them because they have 4 power each, which makes them nice for smaller builds. So that's what we're going with. I got the cargo up to, like I said, 6,205, which was a challenge, but if you plug away at anything long enough, you can make it work. So anyways, let me get into the shipbuilder. I'll take this thing apart, show you how it works, and then we'll go from there. Alright, we're down here in a shipbuilder. I'm going to do this a little different. I haven't completely disassembled it because this is kind of a complicated ship the way I have it designed, trying to shoehorn everything in there and get all the pieces to connect. So we're going to, I think 95% of the ship comes from the Nova Galactic headquarters, which is on Titan, on the moon of Saturn, in the Sol system. This shipbed landing 200 comes from Taio, which you can pick up at Neon. But I think just about everything else, except for these spine pieces, the tail, that comes from Deimos. But other than that, everything is Nova Galactic. But we'll start off with that shipbed 200 landing bay. We're going to stick it, get this out of the way. We're going to put a Nova Galactic all-in-one berth 2x1 right on the back of it. Why do I always make stuff so hard? Sorry about that. We'll start with this Nova Galactic all-in-one berth. I'll go directly behind the shipbed landing bay. On either side of the shipbed, we're going to put 2 of these Nova braking engines, port and starboard. We'll use 2 NG20 landing gears in their wide configuration. And then, because of the way this hooks up, we're going to do a little different here. We're going to start here. We're going to put a should be like that. We're going to put the Nova Galactic control station there, and the Nova Galactic living quarters right there. Now we got these 2 little cavities on the bottom. We're going to hook up these 2 Galleon S203 cargo holds, just like that. We'll hook up our Magellan C1 cockpit to the front. On either side of the cockpits, we're going to use Nova cowlings, 2 Ls. And then on the sides, we're going to add 2 Nova cowling 2 Ls, like that, and 1 facing aft. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side. This leaves this little cavity here, which I used. I kind of cheated here because I didn't have enough room to get the 1600 shield generator, which is a Class C, the most powerful Class C generator. So I went with the next best thing, which is this 28T Defender shield generator. It's got a mass of 90, and I think the 2800, let me take a look at that real quick. It's only 100 shield health difference. And here it is, the Assurance SG 1800 shield generator. It's 160 tons, whereas this one is only 90 tons. So you're saving 70 tons of space, which is pretty massive for a ship this size. You know, when you're trying to make, you know, the most efficient ship you can possible. And like I said, it's only 100 difference, so that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. So let's see. We can't hook up any of this stuff yet. So how did I do this? We'll take this Nova Cowling 2L, and it goes on just like that. And directly behind it, we have a Nova Galactic all-in-one berth directly on top of that. So you got the it's right over the cockpit, this trim piece, but it doesn't cover the windows or up or anything. You can see just fine. And let's see, we can do this. I guess we'll have to do the engines next. Let me move this out of the way. So we have the 3 DT230 engines. They can't hook up any other way other than this way because you got to have these wings to hold them on. So now that we got those attached, we can hook up figure out how to connect or hook up this thing. There we go. It's a Fuser DC403 reactor, and it's going to go in there just like that. And directly under it, we'll hook up a RD3000 beta grav drive. Now we got to get all our cargo in there. And let me see, how did I do this? I believe I did it like that. Yep. And then under the cargo, oh, by the way, those are 2 Galleon S203 cargo holds. And I've got them with the slopes facing outwards. And then I use 2 more NG20 landing gears in their Y configurations directly under the S203s and on either side of this RD3000 beta grav drive. And then I use 2 of these Nova Cowling 1Ls at the front of this Nova Galactic all-in-one berth, and they're going to cover up these 4 M30 Ulysses HE tanks. Just like that. That gives you 400 fuel. On the sides, on the bottom, we're going to hook up 2 of these DeGamma 1020 cargo holds. I'll go just like that. Oh, and I forgot one. It's a 1020 on this side. It's 1020s on that side, one 1020 on this side, and then a 1010. And then across the top, we're going to add a tail. And it's a Deimos Spine A, a Deimos Spine B, and a Deimos Spine D4. And then on the sides of the gears on the front, we're going to hook up 2 Horizon weapons mounts. And then, as usual, we use the 100 DP slim docker on the bottom. And that's the ship. You can see we're nominal. As far as weapons, we're using was it 3 4 of these PB100 auto neutron beams, 4 of the PBO 175 auto helion beams, and 6 of the Vanguard auto projector obliterators. So you can see the weapons are all maxed out up here. And yeah, it came out pretty decent. Like I said, the aft end looks a little funky, but there's no way around that. I also added a comm spike and a conduction grid. But let me get out of here. Let me show you what this thing looks like on the inside. Alright, let's see. It's got a pretty traditional appearance. Looks like a small aerospace fighter, to be honest, except for this rear engines. I wish there was something I could stick under there, but whatever. So we'll go into the front. As you can see, the ladder goes all the way to top to deck 3. And I wish I could say that it was my genius that did this, but honestly, it was just luck, the way the ship came together. So this is a all-in-one berth down here at the bottom. I don't know why there's a navigation console in there. There's a bunk. Deck 2 is this living quarters. This is the cockpit up here.
Your ship smells so much better than Dad's. Like a lot.
Die, kid. Sorry. So this is the living quarters here, and then if you go up to deck 3. Oh, wait. I forgot. There's on the sides here are the control stations for the crew. So there's 4 over there, 4 over here. That's 8 total.
You win this round, Andreja.
And then 2 for the cockpit. That's why there's 10 total, even though you can only have 8 crew members. And then up here is another all-in-one berth. I guess you could switch this out for like a captain's quarters or something, whatever you want. But I wanted to, when I build ships, I usually try to have a minimum of 8 crew members and 6 passengers.
I'm up for a little adventure.
Shut up. Let's see if anyone come up here. So having it this way, I have room for 6 passengers and 10 crew members. This is the way I got it set up.
Ready for takeoff in 3, 2, 1, go!
Aim point reached. Orbit stable.
Rebalance my power settings. If we go into the ship viewer now, you can see with the payload skills and Samco on board, I have 10,750 cargo, which is pretty significant for a ship, you know, using these DT-230s. My Capybara Mark III can get up to, I believe it's 15,000, right at around 15,000. So if you need max cargo and you want to maintain 100 mobility, excuse me, I'll link it at the end. It's the Mark III of my Capybara ship build that you'd probably want to look at. Shields, 2400. I don't have Omari on board, and I'm not going to put him on board right yet because I'm testing some things. I'm having problems with that shield bug where the shields will be way lower than they need to be, or what they should be. So I'm making sure that I never have Omari or Vasco or anybody that can modify the shields or the power settings on board. So I want to see if that will keep me from getting that shield bug, because it's super annoying. And I'm already at NG plus 10. I don't want to keep going through the Unity to try to reset that shield bug. It's frustrating. So anyways, let's go down here to Serpentis for our combat trials.
set of stars.
An offering for the great serpent. You shall be judged. I don't
Get back! Check out their grab drive!
We've hit their engines and they are offline.
I hate when they jump in right on top of you. It's just not fair.
They're not jumping out of here.
See if there's a hostile area out here we can go to. I'm not using any Class C weapons, but it's not necessary. These Class B weapons that I have, they do practically the same amount of damage, and they're a lot lighter.
Are you prepared to face judgment?
So,
Pop goes, and their grab drive is fried.
once the lock starts, then I'll know. There we go.
Enemies
When they're boosting away from you,
grab
you'll lose your
drive
lock, and then as soon as it starts to lock back on, you know that you can start shooting again.
Yes! Your shields are down.
I think I saw another hostile activity area. Space combat in this game is pretty easy. It's a little difficult in the beginning when you have like the super crappy weapons that like the Frontier comes with. Like you're better off just ramming stuff. But once you get a few points into the into the
Face your suffering.
skill points for your
Enemies
combat
grab
in
drive
space
now receiving.
and upgrade your weapons on your ship and everything, it becomes really super easy. Boost, because they're shooting at me. Boost
Enemy
breaks the
engines
lock.
down, Captain.
One grab
They are
drive.
destroyed.
I don't boost continuously because you know you tap the thrusters to stop boosting because you don't want to burn up all your
Blown out their
afterburner
grab drive.
fuel. But like I said, it's pretty trivial. Honestly, I could do it like a Class A ship
Bye-bye,
and
enemy
do the
shields.
same
Ha!
kind of thing. Anyways, let me see if I can find the sun here. Is there no sun? It's on the other side of the planet, isn't it? Ugh. Let's go over to let's go over here. We go to photo mode. Like I said, I'm sorry it's choppy. It does this when I'm using OBS at the same time. Those DT230 engines are pretty powerful. Like, I'm really happy with the way those worked out. But this is the ship in space. This is what it looks like. I was trying to give it a kind of like a more conventional look, like something that would fly around in an atmosphere. I think that last ship I posted online that everybody liked is my old Capybara design. It's just basically a flying brick. There's not much to it. But this is it. I hope you guys like it, and